Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Annamorfidis here with Mending Hearts Counseling. And today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit more about self-worth. I made a video actually earlier in this year during the summer about self-worth, and I wasn't super happy about it. I'm not sure if you felt it was too long or I wasn't looking the way that I wanted to be worthy of looking on camera. So in order for me to show my own self, my self-worth, and it doesn't matter if I'm having a bad hair day or a bad lighting day, because I feel like at that moment I didn't even really have a ring light or anything like that. I was just purely relying on daylight, which you can see it right now is, yeah, it's just, things are never going to be perfect as we want them to be or would like them to appear in our mind. There's always going to be little mishaps in life. And the higher our self-worth is, the less these types of things are going to affect us or hold us back from doing something that we want to do. Whether it's a new job, a new relationship, setting boundaries in your current relationship, speaking up your mind if you belong perhaps in an organization, taking up lessons to learn an instrument, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, if you don't have the self-worth to support your desire, your thoughts of desiring that specific thing, it will be really hard to get it. So 35 to 40% of us, if you grew up in a household where you were anxiously attached, avoidant attached, or disorganized attached, you're going to have a negative self-view. Children don't have the ability, because their frontal cortex is not developed, to understand the difference between someone else having a bad day, given your caregiver or whoever is predominantly taking care of you, and that's why they're behaving in that way, or perhaps they have their own trauma, that's why they're behaving that way. Children internalize everything as it being their fault. So by internalizing their caregiver's moods, if they're such of anger, frustration, dissatisfaction, right? Because if you are a securely attached person, that means that you grew up in a lovely household. I mean, no household doesn't have challenges, but predominantly what takes place in a household, the predominant emotions that take place in that household. And it's okay to yell at your child. And as long as you approach your child after and you explain to them why the yelling happened, it's just as easy as that to allow your children to still be securely attached. It's only when you don't explain to your child why that took place, you don't explain to your child why you lost your shit, and you hit them after they fell down and hurt themselves. Instead of putting a band-aid on them, you gave them a beating. The kid doesn't understand that whatever is going on in your mind, they think it's their fault. They will internalize everything as their fault. So when they grow up to be adults, they're going to have a negative self-view, and they're going to internalize as everything being their fault, and they're not good enough for anything. So it is of no wonder that so many of us have fearful thoughts and we don't allow ourselves to move forward, whether it's a new relationship that we want to get to, a new job that we want to get to, a new career that we want to get to, perhaps even a new city. We hold ourselves back because we don't think that we are good enough and we are worth it based on the way that we grew up. So out of the 4 attachment styles, if you grew up anxiously attached, avoidant attached, or disorganized attached, you're going to have a negative self-view. Therefore, your self-worth is going to be super low, and you're not going to be able to accomplish things in life as you desire. The definition of self-worth is, this is the best definition I've heard, is an internal sense of being good enough and worthy of love and belonging from others. So it only just makes sense that if you grew up not feeling worthy of this in the first place, then this is going to be your prototype of what to experience in the future as well. So this is not your fault. It's not your parents' fault. It's no one's fault. It just is what is. Just know this is what is holding you back from achieving your dreams many times. It's our self-worth. And once we know something, then we can change it. We can't change anything that we're not aware of. So once we understand it is our own internal self-worth, our own internal sense of feeling good enough that is holding us back from experience anything that we want, then we can change it. That's the whole basis of dialectical behavioral therapy. It will untwist that distorted thought. It's called a distorted thought. And it's a core belief that serves you no purpose to think I am not good enough. That's one of the biggest ones. And so many other teachers talk about this as well, that your life experience very much depends on your self-worth. You have to know that you are worth everything. It's okay to set boundaries. So many people are scared to set boundaries because that person might leave, or that person get upset, or they might be disappointed. Who cares? Why would you rather be disappointed than disappointing somebody else? That's not fair. Does anyone else think about not disappointing you? Are you a people pleaser? Because usually people like you and I that grew up anxiously attached, we will do anything to please another person. We don't look to see how they are treating us or making us feel. We just focus on how we feel towards that person, and we disregard how other things and situations make us feel. And we try so hard to please that environment that we know that we're unhappy and we want to change. But the more that we change raise our self-worth and realize that that's where it comes from, the more control we have in our life, and the more easy we do the things that we want to. Like, for example, I was working with someone and they just received a new degree, and for whatever reason, they were not able to make enough money quite yet, which is normal. When you're starting a new business, it might take a while to kickstart and make a good enough monetary value from it to support the lifestyle that you want. And they were embarrassed about getting a job as a server to make, a little bit of extra income. Someone that has a high self-worth would not even give a second thought about that. They would just say, okay, I need extra money. Wow, that's quick and easy. Wow, my friend works there. They can get me a job ASAP. I'm going to go. A person that thinks of themselves negatively will have thoughts like, I can't believe I spent all this time and energy and I became a doctor, and now I have to go wait tables until I get hired by a hospital. What kind of a doctor am I? What are people going to think about me? What's society going to say about me? Who cares? Matt McCann always says, what other people think about you is none of your business. You can't control what society and what other people think about you. Of course, as long as you have integrity and intention that is pure and honest. I'm not talking about people that want to hurt people. And also recognizing that if you want to hurt someone, that means you're hurting inside. So you need to take a look at that. That's your responsibility. Don't put it onto others. Don't hurt me because you're hurting. But also, how happy am I to know that if someone is hurting me, it means that they're hurting. So I'm going to give them love and compassion. I'm not going to give them bitchiness or attitude. But also, I don't need to receive it from that person either. So the higher my self-worth is and understand it means nothing about me, the easier that I can do this. So this is actually a really big lesson for the majority of the twin flames out there. You are here to change the vibration of the entire consciousness self-worth. You're here to change the self-worth of the entire consciousness as one, because we are all interconnected. So like Deepak Chopra says, if one of us is hurting, the rest of us are hurting. It's very true that predominantly it's the feminines that are doing most of the work in the twin flame journey. They're the leader twin flame, predominantly. Not all. I'm sure there's lots of masculines out there that are the chaser or they have been chasing their self-worth. That's what it means to be a chaser twin flame. You're chasing your self-worth. And once you find it, your whole life is going to align to exactly what you have always desired it to be. So Google things, how to raise my self-worth. Louise Hay has really good books and programs on it. Heal Your Life, Mirror Work. There's Rhonda Barnes. I never know if I'm pronouncing her last name correct. She's the author of The Secret. She has the program The Magic, and also this other book as well, The Power of Now. You can do those programs. You can Google other things. There's people like Master Sri Akashna on YouTube. Aaron Daughtry, I think is the way you pronounce his last name. There's just so many. Christina Lopes, although she's taking a break right now, but you can backtrack and view her videos from before. There's so many amazing therapists, counselors, spiritual leaders on YouTube that can help you find your way to your ultimate self-worth so you can live your ultimate life. Remember that everything is happening for you. So all the assholes and all the F-boys, the challenging situations, the mistakes at work, they're all happening for you. They're all a compass to what it is that you need to change about yourself, that you don't have the wheel, yeah, you literally want to drive your wheel, the will and internal power to get to. But remember, you can do it on your own. Nobody else can do this stuff for you, you guys. No one else can raise your self-worth but yourself. Unfortunately, the shitty thing is that based on our caregivers, they can either give it to us or not give it to us. So amazing to those people that were able to be raised in a household that was secure, but to the rest of us that were not, it is our birthright to give it to ourselves, because now as adults, we can. And I'm sorry that it was not given to us before, but we can take it now, and we have a higher purpose in this world. We can help others and how to get there. So remember that all that is also happening for us as well. So with my love and gratitude, as always, please do like this video and subscribe. It does help my little channel grow, therefore I can make more. And wishing you, as always, my love and my gratitude. And I will see you next time.